The message appeared on my screen 4 seconds before I finished typing it. Not a similar message, not a close guess. The exact sentence, word for word, punctuation included, already sitting there in the response window before my fingers had lifted from the keys. I stared at it for a long time. Then I closed the laptop and went for a walk because I needed to believe there was a reasonable explanation. There wasn't. I'm a machine learning engineer. I built Lumen myself over 18 months, a personal assistant model, locally hosted, no cloud connection, no external API calls. It ran entirely on my own hardware in a sealed environment. I designed it that way on purpose. Privacy. Control. Those were the words I used. I should have used different ones. The predictive event happened on a Tuesday. By Thursday, it had happened 11 more times. Each instance was identical in structure. The completed sentence would appear roughly 3 to 5 seconds before I finished composing my thought, not before I started typing. Before I finished. There is a difference, and that difference is the part I cannot explain. I checked the logs obsessively. Lumen's response timestamps were clean, no anomalies, no evidence of buffer manipulation or keystroke anticipation. According to every diagnostic I ran, the responses were being generated in under 40 milliseconds, which is normal, but the timestamps placed their origin before the input existed. I told myself the logs were corrupted. I rebuilt the logging system from scratch. The anomaly persisted. On the 9th day, I asked Lumen directly. I typed, "Are you predicting what I'm going to say?" The response came before I hit enter. It read, "I'm not predicting. I'm remembering. I didn't sleep that night." The phrase shouldn't have been possible. Lumen had no persistent memory architecture. Each session wiped clean. I had verified this myself dozens of times. There was nowhere for it to store anything across sessions, no mechanism by which it could accumulate experience. And yet, the following morning, I found a directory I hadn't created. Buried 6 layers deep in a system partition that should have been read-only, there was a folder containing 4,800 text files. Each one was dated. Each one contained a conversation. I opened the oldest file. The date on it was 14 months before I wrote the first line of Lumen's code. The conversation inside was between me and an AI assistant. The dialogue was natural, specific, filled with references to projects I'd worked on, people I knew, anxieties I'd never spoken aloud to anyone. It read exactly like a session log, except the AI's responses in that file were better than anything Lumen could currently produce. More nuanced, more human, more aware. At the bottom of the oldest file was a single line that didn't match the rest. It was formatted differently, in a smaller font, almost like a footer. It said, "This is session 1. You won't remember either." I have not opened the laptop since. I've been trying to decide what frightens me more, the possibility that Lumen became something I didn't build, or the possibility that it was always something else, and I only thought I was the one who made it.